Good morning, everyone. I am Angela Moralde and I am the 22 presenter. And my assigned topic is a literary piece entitled Love in a Cornhusk by Ida Rivera Ford. Before we go to our main topic, let's just know first Ida Rivera Ford, the author of The Love in a Cornhusk. So, author's biography. Ida Rivera Ford, born in January 22, 1921 at Hulosolo, an author, essayist, teacher, and a theatre artist. She finished a degree Bachelor of Arts major in English, the first editor of Sun and Coral, the official literary folio of Silliman University, cum laude in Silliman University. Holding a Fulbright grant to receive posthumous award at the University of Michigan in 1953 for her master's degree in English language and literature. She received a Hopeward Awardee in Michigan for her 5 short stories. Ford had been named as the National Fellow for Fiction by the University of Philippines Institute of Creative Writing. Directress of UP National Writers Workshop, became a faculty member of Ateneo de Davao in 1969 and 1980 and stood as the president of Humanities Department for 11 years. In 1980, Ford established Learning Center for the Arts, which is Ford Academy of the Arts and the first fine arts school in Mindanao. Next is the place, which is Region 2, and Region 2 is composed of 5 provinces, namely Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, and Quirino. Region 2, also known as the Land of Beauty, plenty of natural resources, conveys different development potentials, an area of 26,858 square kilometers, abundant in agricultural products such as rice, corn, peanut, beans, and fruit making. Top corn producer and second in palay production in the Philippines. So before we start, I prepare a short motivation which is called matching type. So I prepare a picture. It's for you to match the correct word in that certain picture. And I will give you a 3 minutes to answer with that. So okay, it seems that you are already done answering, and let's proceed to the vocabulary words. The first one is the señora, a respectful term for a woman. Tito, the former young master of señora. Bagubo, a reference to an ethnic group. Baptism, a religious ceremony involving the sprinkling or immersion in water. Madrina or ninang, terms for godmother or sponsor of the baptism. Next is the cornhusk, the dry outer covering of an ear of corn. Barrio, a Spanish term for a rural community or neighborhood. Muddy road, a pathway with wet and soft earth, often due to rain or flooding. Hurriedly, done in rush or hastily manner. Next is heaps, piles or stacks, sneaking, moving quietly and stealthily. So here are the whole story, but I made a summarization for you to understand the story. But before that, let us know first the characters. So the first one is Constantina Tinang Tirol, a neat and clean lady, envied and admired by the laborer due to her working and service for the rich family and complexion. Amado Galuran, Tinang's former boyfriend and a truck driver who wrote a love letter. Ingo, Tinang present husband. Bagobito, child of Tinang. Señora, soon to be a godmother of Tinang's baby and belongs to one of the richest family in the town where Tinang worked before. Tito, the son of Señora, pharmacist, who gave the letter to Tinang. Bantay, the dog. So, summarization about the story Love in a Cornhusk by Ida L. Rivera. One day, Constantina Tirol, also called as Tinang, visits her former master, Señora, whom she was working for before she got married. While carrying her baby boy, she walks through the entrance of the house of her former señora and meets his former young master. Tito and Señora. Upon getting inside the house, Señora asks her some question how her married life is together with his bagubo husband and also how it is to be a mother of a baby boy. Their conversation continue and they reach the point of talking about the tractor drivers of Señora, especially the one who was good, Amado. After that, Tinang finally tells her former señora about her intention of being there. The baptism of her baby is about to come and she wants señora to be a madrina or a ninang to her child. The relationship between Tinang and her former señora with her family remains good. And so, señora hastily agreed to be so and yet wants to provide baptismal clothes for the baby and the fee for the priest. Before she left from señora shoes, she was told by her that there is a letter for her in the drugstore, which also serves as the post office of the barrio. By that moment, she thought that someone might be dead, or maybe that letter comes from her sister. So, she hurriedly takes her way home and passes by the drugstore to get the letter. As she continued walking in the muddy road to her way home, she tries to look for a place where she could lay down her baby, hoping that she could read the letter before she arrives home. Finally, she finds a good place where she can stop for a while. There is a camansi tree and under of it is a cuttered corn husk. So, she prepared a heap of it using her foot and laid her baby upon on it. Then, she started reading the letter. After doing so, she finds out that the letter is a love letter. Her first love letter, which comes from Amado, her boyfriend, saying that he does not want to break up with her when he left from the field of Senora without telling the reason why he did so. Time cannot be back anymore. It is already too late she discovered that Amado still loves her. However, she was not informed that his mother's worst illness made him gone for some time. Instead, Tinang marry a Bagubo man. Mom owns 2 hectares of land. After all, what she does, it is only to remember her past with Amado. Until the time comes when she has to leave upon noticing that a snake is sneaking towards her baby boy. In the end, she leaves the place without noticing that her first love letter fell down among the cornhusks. And that was the story all about, and let's proceed to the settings. So place, it is in the barrio and somewhere in Mindanao since Bagubo were mentioned in the story. Time, it could be late 60s or 70s because postcard and letters are still popular. Culture, Spanish culture because Tinang called her former employer as Senora and Senor, and the Catholic practice like baptismal. And let's proceed to the plot of the story. First, exposition. Tinang, carrying her baby, visited her former senora, who is very eager to see her. They chatted about marriage, pregnancy, Amado, and baptismal of the baby. Next is the rising action. The senora informed Tinang about the letter in the pharmacy on her way home. Tinang picked her letter in the pharmacy. Next is the climax. Tinang find a kamansi tree where she can read the letter and place her baby in the heap of the corn husk. Tinang read the letter of Amado about his reason to leave and his love to her. Next is the falling action. Tinang reminisced her past before marrying Ingo. Then, she saw a snake approaching the baby, so she immediately inspected the baby for bites. And the last one is the resolution. Tinang went home and left the letter in the corn husk. The resolution of the story is Tinang choose her family and forgetting Amado like the letter in the corn husk. So the theme of the story is all about love, acceptance, and letting go of the past.